This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL. Let me just get my earpiece fixed and we're set. It's Ladies' Day, everyone, and we're so glad you're with us. We're going to start today with a topic we don't talk about enough on the show, and it's definitely something that's affecting all of you at home. Are you sick and tired of paying more for just about everything you're buying? All of you are saying, yes, Tori. Prices are up 9.1% over the past year, the highest in 4 decades. But what does this really mean, right? Let's unpack this. Well, if you've been to the grocery store lately, I'm sure you've noticed grocery prices have jumped 12% in the past year. So a pound of chicken is up 36 cents, ground beef is up 50 cents, a gallon of milk is now almost 60 cents more, and even eggs are up more than $1. But it's not just food that's eating away at your wallet. Rent rose at the fastest pace last month since 1986. And over the past year's rent, they are up 5.8%. Now, there is one bright spot. Gas prices, they're finally falling. They're down 41 cents on average around the country. But if you filled up on your car recently, a tank of gas still seems crazy expensive. And it's leading some to postpone or even cancel summer road trips. Now, a lot of us are asking, how long will these price hikes last? And is enough being done to stop it? And maybe, most importantly, what is to blame? Who is to blame? DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. Let us know what you think. Is it President Biden? Or maybe the pandemic and the war in Ukraine? Or is it huge corporations hiking up prices? Or could it be this Federal Reserve whose job it is to keep prices steady? So go to dblvote.com, interact with us to let us know what you think. Lindsay, what do you think about this? It's not good.
Well, that is the most options we've ever given people.
I
So
know.
that's 4. But I think it's a culmination of all those things because I was reading a Moody's Analytics study, which they look at finances, and groceries for the year are up like $493 more than they were last year to buy the same thing.
Wow.
So even people like us, they see us buying things and people see you on TV and make assumptions. We actually are spending much more. The average person, I think a couple months ago, was spending thousands more over the full year than they would on the same exact things. And so I think you have to put a little bit of blame. People are frustrated with President Biden because they weren't really acknowledging that we were in this much of a crisis or teetering on a crisis about a year and a half ago. And now we're hearing people who are in charge say, okay, yeah, we have to be careful and cautious. It is the pandemic. We just came out of the pandemic, and obviously supply and demand are not meeting each other. And Larry Summers, who worked for President Clinton, and he covered economy and did all that stuff, he was on PBS and he broke it down really simply. He said people underestimated how much demand would be created by all the stimulus given out, and then they overestimated the supply. And so that just as simply means too much demand, not enough supply. What led to that lack of supply was the pandemic. It was what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. You know, there were a lot of issues, but it didn't match up. And then we gave people all this money, which is why we were so excited during the pandemic. We finally, even myself, got a chance to save, buy a home. But this happened in record numbers, and it's not meeting up with the supply.
Erica, you're nodding your head. And just so you guys know, the poll's having a little technical difficulties. We're working on that. We're aware of it. Go ahead, Erica.
Yeah, no, I 1,000,000% agree with that sentiment. I mean, when we think about gas prices, like, of course, gas prices are astronomical. I just filled up my car. It was $110.11.
Oh, and you have a bigger car, too.
Yeah,
like
I do have a bigger vehicle.
But I was mad over $80, so.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, we here. All right, we here. But, you know, just think about a couple summers ago when everybody was really excited about gas prices being so low that everyone took road trips. Plus, they were cooped up and like ready to get out. But we always have to look at what does this mean down the road. So in situations like that, I remember having that conversation talking about we need to look at commodities because when you look at commodities, and that's like oil and gas and, like, you know, natural
metals.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. When you start to look in that direction, I don't want to get too in the weeds because we've already been told not to get in the weeds. But there has to be a bounce back. There's always going to be an ebb and flow. Now, most people don't have the luxury of like watching the market. However, I think we're in a situation where people, even if you are able to keep up with the demand, people are really looking at the way that they're living in real time. Are you living above above your means, even if you're someone who makes a substantial amount of money. If you're spending more than you're actually bringing in, a lot of people are tightening their belts right now. So I don't know who's to blame, but I also think who's to blame isn't really the question. We need to be looking more about where is the solution.
Right. That's a great point. It's like, what is the point of that question? I do want to say this. Look, I know Federal Reserve, it's kind of like, inflation's really confusing, right? It's just, I don't really get it. A lot of it's like the cloud. What is it? I don't know. It's just up there.
Pictures are there somewhere.
Yeah. So I just want to say that inflation does come, of course, from the Federal Reserve. That's different from President Biden. But having said that, the message from the top, and I agree with you here, Lindsay, has not been as urgent as I would have liked for people out there who are watching us right now who cannot decide between gas and bread. I can't get eggs or children's medicine. I can't afford to go to work because I can't get the gas to pay for it. So I just want you all to know we're all feeling it. We see you. I don't think personally the message has been on point from the Biden administration of how we're going to fix this, what we're doing, and some type of optimistic turn of when it might get better. So I would like to see more, but I'd also just like to say, we see you. It's not right. I went to the grocery store and I was like, what? What?
And that's why there's so many different issues going on right now. When people ask what's on top of mind for voters, even as we look at the midterms or upcoming elections, it's hard to look past all the big issues that are on the ballot or that people are talking about when you're really just trying to figure out how to get that $80 every single week, or $100 in Erica's case, to fill up your gas tank.
Right.
Or for me, I just started being able to get baby formula in a timely fashion. Literally, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I took some back from our trip.
Wow.
Just so I can have an extra can when I get back. Erica brought me back some. Like, it's really just been a mess. So that's the number one thing that I can think about, as opposed to all the bigger issues that are more, deeper issues. But right now I really got to think about today and tomorrow.
It's like triage. You always say that too. It's like, yeah, abortion, all these things. You want to be an activist, but that takes some time. You know what I mean? At this point, I just need some milk. So that's really hard. We see you. We want you to write us in. Tell us stories if you need, and we will comment back. Coming up on DBL, we are switching gears, and that's on YouTube, my love. Ashanti stopped by DBL. We're catching up with her as she celebrates 20 years since her debut album. And yes, you heard right. Chloe and Tristan are expecting baby number 2 via surrogate, but are the two actually back together? We will unravel.
Closed captioning provided by
DBL is all new every day.
That is not how time works, Erica. Like you said, it was low a couple years ago, and then we're back to high gas prices. So how can you watch that? There's never a point where it could stay like, okay, it was $2, $1.99 was low, but it might not stay for $3 for a couple of years. Like, you have to know that $5 is coming.
Well, I'm not going to pretend like I am a market analyst expert.
Well, no, I know,
whatever.
but you probably
But
had
what
conversations
happens
with Anthony.
Right. So what happens is, like, when gas prices were really low, if you looked at like the average price of, or what the market rate was, like on the stock market, it was like below $1.
Got it.
So now oil and energy is up substantially, but so are gas prices.
Got it.
So when you're looking at the market that way, it's very clear, like if you're saying, okay, this is what it means for the future, then you can kind of almost, that's why market projections are so important, because with commodities, we need them even when we're fighting against them.
And I know one argument has been that the companies are greedy.
The companies,
the oil and gas companies,
doing it.
No, are greedy and they're causing it. That's been a whole argument.
No, that's not.
And so I didn't really look into that argument, but that is
okay. I'm not going to say it's just not true. I think that there could be there could be an argument made there, but the issue is, we also had foreign oil that flooded the U.S. The U.S. wasn't fracking. We are not independent as a country.
Well, that's what I heard. I was listening to NPR earlier, and they said
we are not.
Energy independence
so
is not the
that's
same.
why
Meaning we don't produce our own oil as much as we get it from other countries.
Because of
Welcome back. All right, we do have the poll results. I know some of you voted.
I was
We had a
waiting.
lot. I know. I did want to see this. Okay, you ready for this?
Yes.
So what is who or what is the most responsible, right, for this inflation? The majority was big corporations hiking prices, but that barely beat out Joe Biden.
Wow.
So very interesting to see that's back to back. Thank you all for voting. And of course, some hard news here, the Kardashians. Khloe is expecting baby number 2 with her ex, Tristan Thompson. According to the rep for the family, and this is important, the former couple is expecting a baby via surrogate. And the baby was conceived in November, which is a month before Tristan had a baby with another woman. Now, Khloe and Tristan are reportedly not together. If you didn't see it, I did. Khloe found out about Tristan's affair along with the rest of us. It was filmed, it was on camera, the whole thing was documented on the season finale of their new reality show. My first response was like, Khloe, no! And then I realized people can be in their own bedrooms.
That's Erica's favorite
That's my
quote.
real feeling was like, oh, her picker of who she picks is just off.
Well, she's choosing the same person twice,
Yeah.
and this is just coming from somebody who's not married with a child. We're not doing this with somebody else. We just either not going to have another child, or we're going to have a child with Colin if it does work out. I would not choose to have a child with somebody that's cheating on me constantly and doing the things that Tristan was doing. But I would also not choose a lifestyle where I'm going back and forth, shuttling a kid to wherever they live with 2 different people, 3 different people. I understand that's a circumstance, but that is a lot of work. It's a lot of work in the same household with Kinsley and Colin and I trying to figure everything out. So I can't imagine what they're doing if he's playing. What team does he play for? I don't know sports.
Does anyone know what
But
team
he's
he plays
somewhere
for?
and she's in LA. Like, I don't even know how that works right now. So 2 kids and then somebody else or another athlete, that just seems chaotic. So even though I personally wouldn't make this choice, I kind of understand why she's choosing to have one child's dad.
I don't see what the big deal is. They decided to have another child via surrogacy so that their 2 children will be full siblings, and also to make it, to simplify, put one less variable in the equation.
Simplify motherhood a little bit.
Right. And I mean, think about it. A lot of people have mamas and daddies who really hate each other and were Rolling Stones, okay? But you still have siblings. Y'all all together, you a family. So, I mean, family looks very different to a lot of people.
That's true.
I don't see what the big deal is.
I guess, okay, first of all, to the Chicago Bulls. Go Bulls.
Okay, finally.
For Bulls?
I know,
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
random
know
to me.
that. Chicago, that's
It's
his
really
other
random.
team.
Out of the loop.
But this is my thing. If Khloe knew Tristan's past, which has been cheating on other women, why go in and invest another time with someone who might have a more probability of doing that to you again? Am I wrong to be worried for Khloe? She's my favorite.
I mean, there is a school of thought because Tristan was with Jordan. I forget her last name.
Woods, right? Or
No, there's another Jordan that he had. Don't even get into it, Erica.
Right. So Jordan in the beginning was his.
It's a long
apparently,
story.
There's a school of thought where people are like, he was with this woman, Jordan. She was pregnant when he and Khloe started dating.
Right.
So there's a sentiment for a lot of people that like what goes around comes around. Now I don't know. I wasn't there. I have no idea. But I do understand someone wanting to, 1, give their child a sibling, and 2, having those 2 children have the same father. I really, it happens like all the time.
I know. I'll just say, right, where's is this the I don't like Tristan Thompson. I don't like the trust issues.
Well, you don't have to like him for her to have a baby with him.
I'm happy for them, mazel tov, but I love me some Khloe. Really do.
And she loves her some Tristan.
She does.
Or she could just want to have another kid and then move on and be
She
dating.
was devastated when she found out. She was
of course.
and she was humiliated yet again with Lamar, with this. It's like some people have the wrong picker. They pick the wrong people, and I just want Khloe to get such a good guy.
She could meet a good guy and just have 2 kids with the same dad, and that's just going to be her life.
Yep, it's just more complicated. You're absolutely right. All right, coming up on DBL, we're going to change gears. We sat down. I cannot believe this, but the legendary Ashanti, she tells us what it was like meeting Biggie Smalls early in her career. Outstanding.
Actor Brad Pitt is one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. While you would probably never forget meeting him, he says he probably won't remember you, but don't take it personally. Pitt told GQ he thinks he suffers from prosopagnosia, or face blindness. After his interview, Google searches about the condition spiked. So, let's verify. Is face blindness a real condition? Our sources are the National Institutes of Health, the UK's National Health Service, Baptist Health Hospital, and Brad Duchesne, co-founder of faceblind.org. All of our sources say, yes, face blindness is a real condition. Duchesne tells us people with face blindness don't just have trouble recognizing acquaintances, but they might struggle to recognize a family member or a close friend, or sometimes even their own face in a mirror. In some cases, face blindness occurs after a brain injury, like a stroke, and a person can sometimes relearn how to recognize faces. In other cases, face blindness is genetic, with potentially up to 1 in 50 people who may have developmental prosopagnosia, which progressively gets worse and can't be cured.
They don't have difficulty with facial identity due to, say, early vision problems. They don't have a problem with their eye. And they also don't have high level cognitive problems. So it's a problem specifically with the mechanisms in our brain that are important for visual recognition.
Duchesne says some people with face blindness cope with the disorder by learning to recognize other features, like hair, how a person speaks, or even their teeth. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter answers your questions, clarifies what's true and false, and even includes a daily fun fact. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Welcome back. That was the hit song Rock With You, and here earlier to rock with us, the chart-topping R&B singer and songwriter, Ashanti. Check it out. Ashanti, hey sis. Okay, so I understand. I am wonderful, and yourself?
I'm great, thank you.
You look amazing. I mean, it's not cracking at all. Okay, so let's talk about when you were a kid, because this is really how it all started. You used to sing while you did household chores. So how did that lead to a career in music, and what were you singing at that time?
Ooh.
So funny. I was singing Reminisce by Mary J. Blige while I was vacuuming. I started doing local talent shows at the Boys and Girls Club. I won a few times, and then I started doing bigger auditions with bigger labels, and I kind of ended up here.
I love it. I don't know if you were listening, Ashanti, when we were talking. It was pretty heavy, but Ashanti is my new, safe word. Yeah, my new Ashanti. Yeah, whenever things get difficult, I'm going to be like, guys, Ashanti, and everyone's going to get in the line.
I love that.
You're his Prozac.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so I love this question. You met Biggie Smalls early on in your career. Everything, all the documentaries they still put out to this day, I watched. What do you remember most about meeting Biggie?
I remember I was so excited, and I was so young, and he was the first person to call me Shorty. He was like, "What's your name, Shorty?" You know, he wrote my name. You know, the headshots back in the day. He had a black and white headshot. He gave me an autograph, and I was like, "Yes, Mom, look what I got." I was very excited.
Oh my God, I had so many of those black and white headshots I did nothing with, hundreds of them, right?
Why did you have them?
Because I tried to, right? You had to print hundreds of them. Anyway, your collaboration with Lorenz Tate for the Rain on Me music video left a very powerful impact on listeners. But I want to know for you personally, Ashanti, why was it a step outside of your comfort zone?
You know, when I heard the beat, that is the concept that came to my mind. I don't even know why or how come. I remember being in a limo back in the day on the way to a book signing, and they just kept playing the beat, and that was just the concept that came to me. Wow. And it felt so real and so organic. And although I had never experienced that, I knew a few people that have gone through really, really horrible situations. So I knew that it would resonate, and it was something different than a lot of my peers were talking about. So I took the opportunity to use my platform to bring light to that, you know, because I'm a female, and, you know, I love guys too, but I love females, and I wanted to kind kind of, give just shed a little bit of light on that, because a lot of women were dealing with that silently. You know?
It was important.
It really was.
It really was. Okay, so we got to also talk about the fact that you are Hello Beautiful's cover star.
Yeah.
And performing for their Yes! Look at you. You look amazing.
that's incredible.
Also performing for their Interludes live series to, of course, celebrate 20 years, you guys, since her debut album. That's crazy. So, Ashanti, in all that time, when did you feel the proudest?
Honestly, I think I felt and feel the proudest when I get interactions with my fans and they talk about how my music has changed their lives or helped them out of a situation, or if I see my name tatted on someone or my face tatted on a fan and they talk about how the music is therapeutic and the love is just so real. For me, that's just like, it's so priceless. I'm a very humble person. I'm like, I'm your average younger Long Islander. You know what I mean? I'm super down to earth, So when I see things like that, it resonates with me and it makes me feel really proud.
That's amazing. Perspective. Yeah. Complete perspective.
Thanks for changing the energy, too.
Yeah.
I feel so
We
good.
needed you.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that. Ooh, Ashanti, thank you so much for chatting with us. You can watch her perform some of her greatest hits on Hello Beautiful's Interludes live, premiering July 17th on TV One. We'll be right back. Thanks, Ashanti.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Here at Verify, we've shown you some pretty sophisticated deepfakes. There was this fake video of Tom Cruise jumping over Keegan-Michael Key.
Just wanted to jump in and wish you luck.
And more nefarious deepfakes, like this one that falsely shows Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky urging citizens to surrender to Russia. Now, some people online are claiming a deepfake can unlock a personal device, like a cell phone. So, let's verify. Can a deepfake unlock a phone that uses facial recognition? Our sources are Apple, Samsung, Google, and Sway Liu, director of the UB Media Forensic Lab at SUNY Buffalo. When you set up the ability to unlock your phone with your face, you're essentially teaching the phone what you look like. Apple, Google, and Samsung explain their facial recognition software analyzes thousands of invisible points to create a unique 3D map of your face. This is why the software won't unlock if someone shows your phone a 2D picture, but it will unlock when you're wearing sunglasses or a hat. Today's deepfakes are realistic, but are only 2D fake images or videos of a person, not a 3D, meaning the deepfake of Tom Cruise can't unlock Tom Cruise's cell phone.
And that three-dimensional information is what deepfake algorithm currently cannot recreate.
So, no, a deepfake cannot unlock a phone that uses facial recognition because it's not a 3D image. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. The sound of a car starting. We don't think much of it until one day we go to start the engine and nothing happens, making us feel, well, just like this. And if you're anything like me, this only happens when you're running late in the dead of winter. But for Verify viewers Mia and Julia, they're wondering if they should be concerned about dead batteries in the summer. So let's verify. Is the summer weather worse for car batteries than winter? Our sources are AAA, Jiffy Lube of Southern California, and Firestone. AAA says heat is the #1 culprit of battery failure. It estimates drivers in the coldest parts of the U.S. will need to replace their batteries about every 5 years, but batteries in the warmest parts of the country will need replacement after about 3.5 years. Jiffy Lube says heat is particularly tough on batteries because it can cause battery fluid to evaporate, which can lessen its ability to hold the charge over time. Firestone explains the evaporating fluid can also speed up the corrosion process. So, yes, the summer weather is worse for car batteries than the winter. Since the damage happens slowly over time, your battery may not give out on you until months later, at the most inopportune time. Firestone recommends parking in the shade or in a garage to help extend the life of your battery because it keeps your car cooler.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact. for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's Fast Facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
You know what's a great day for? Shopping. It really is. Check out these summer deals. You are not going to want to pass them up. Take a look.
What's up, Steph? So what do you have for us today?
Hi, Jeff. Check this out. First up, we've got Life Pro Fitness Aleva Red Light Therapy Belt. So this deal includes one therapy belt, and this is the first time ever that Morning Save has featured this on TV, so you need to get it while it's red hot. So normally this is $240, but we've got it, Jeff, for just $99, saving everyone 59%. Now, Jeff, what about this? We could all use one of these. We've got the Anchor Soundcore Mini 2 wireless speaker. So this deal includes one speaker, but guess what? The sound on this is incredible. So normally this is $60, but we've got it for just $29, saving everyone 52%. Now, Jeff, we've got a great bundle here. It's the Secure Bright 6-piece ultimate flashlight and lantern bundle, available in 3 colors, black, blue and red. So normally this is $52 for the set, but we've got it for just $24, saving everyone 54%. And Jeff, before I go, we've got one more product today. We've got the Adoro Power Mag magnetic wireless charging battery and ring stand. So it includes one charging battery ring, which is this. It's a stand, and it brings portable power with a convenient phone stand, and the fact that you'll have 6 different color options to choose from, I mean, that is the cherry on the top. So usually this is $90, but we've got it for $20. So that's saving 78%. I think for $20, this is a must-have, Jeff.
Absolutely. Always a great job, Steph. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can scan the QR code on the screen to take you directly to these products and more on Morning Save's website. Again, thank you so much as always, Steph.
I'll be back in charge of Morning Save, of course, not Jeff, just making sure everyone knows.
Keep it clear.
Keep that clear. A big shakeup on the dance floor. Alfonso Ribeiro will join Tyra Banks as the new co-host of Dancing with the Stars this season. The show moves to Disney Plus from ABC. If y'all don't remember, Erica and Alfonso had a moment.
I was about to say, aren't y'all friends? I see a signed thing on your desk, so I want to know the story about that.
I do have a autographed signature from Alfonso.
Yes, that's right.
He gave me a birthday wish.
That's right.
Wow.
So, you know, we're besties now.
Maybe you'll see Erica dancing with those stars. All right, DBL is new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. And thanks for watching. We're glad that you were able to join us today. Bye, guys.